Hey, what's up guys? It's Austin from Jones Bros Garage, and today I'm back for another video. This is Bike Time Series 1, Episode 5. And today we're talking about the Triumph Daytona 765R. Now, I'll just go ahead and get straight to the point. I'll just go ahead and put out a quick little video. We'll go down a full, we'll go over a full rundown of the specs. And I'll give you my opinion on the bike. And right off the bat, I'll tell you that my opinion is I think it's kind of a letdown. Now, the Moto2 Daytona 765R, which is what it's called, it's going to have 128 horsepower and 59 foot-pounds of torque. Now that's 7 horsepower up from the straight triple and 10 horsepower down from the true Moto2 bike. And in that respect, it's not bad. That's a pretty good amount of power for a 765cc triple cylinder. And the Daytona 675R always sounded incredible, so I'm sure the 765R is going to sound absolutely amazing. So what I could tell you is, what's interesting is the bodywork, the fairings on the bike, they're all carbon fiber, which is pretty damn cool. And if you guys have watched any of my videos, then you know that I've been really into, how companies have been putting a lot of attention into their middleweight bikes, and I think it's really cool. For example, this Panigale V2 that I'm currently on board, and the upcoming Aprilia RS660. And Triumph kind of followed suit with that, with this bike. Even though, Triumph already was doing it before. They were kind of the first ones to, well, I mean, Ducati did too, but that's besides the point. The point is, it's going to have carbon fiber bodywork, and it's going to have Brembo Stilema brakes, which is all good, all fine and dandy. Actually great, and then it's going to have Öhlins forks, which is nice too, completely premium. 5 power modes, ABS, yada yada, and it will come standard with a quick shifter up and an auto blipper down as well. Now these are all great, these are all great things, but there's 2 huge problems I have with this. The first problem is that the bike is priced at $17,500 US dollars. Yeah, guys, that's a lot of money for 128 horsepower. And guess what? I'm a hypocrite, because people tell me that about the Panigale V2 when I could have bought a Japanese leader bike, and I always say, oh well, the Ducati, it's not like the Japanese bikes, yada yada. And honestly, that's true. I much prefer the Panigale V2 over a Japanese leader bike, and there's a lot of reasons for that. But the problem I have with the Daytona is, it's almost $1,000 more than the V2. And yeah, you get the carbon fiber bodywork, that's cool. The brakes are a tad better. I mean, you wouldn't even feel the difference on the street, to be honest. The Panigale V2 has Brembos as well. And the front forks on the Daytona actually are of higher spec than the front forks on the Panigale V2. But $17,500 for a middleweight bike, making 128 horsepower, and get this, it doesn't have lean sensitive ABS, alright? And it has 5 power modes, which is cool, but right out the gate, the lean sensitive ABS is a pretty cool feature. And the Panigale V2 has that. And it also has every single other thing that the Daytona has, other than the carbon fiber bodywork. Which, don't get me wrong, carbon fiber is super expensive, and that is very impressive. But who cares? Honestly. And I said I had 2 big gripes with this bike. I actually have 3. So the first one's the price. I think it's a little, you know, it's a lot more than the 675R that they stopped selling in 2018. And here's my second issue. And this is, you know, the main thing that actually stopped me from buying the 765R. Because that was the bike I planned on buying, guys. There were, you know, before it was announced and everything, there were rumors that it would come. You know, it would eventually come, because they have the 765 motor now, which replaced the 675. And everybody knew that eventually a Daytona would be born out of it. And I loved the 675. Loved it. So I figured out when the 765 comes out, yeah, I'll get my hands on it, and that'll be my next bike. And one of the big reasons that didn't end up happening is because of the looks of this thing. I'm not saying that they're bad, okay? I'm not saying that I don't like them. All I'm saying is it looks just like the freaking 675R. You know, they look a lot alike. In fact, I actually prefer the looks of the 675R when it's in white, because I didn't really like the black on it. And now this Moto2 765R, it only comes in, you know, raw carbon and black kind of decals. It's not really my cup of tea. And man, for a 2020 bike, jeez, does it look outdated. You know, they're not quite on Suzuki's level of outdated as far as the looks, but I mean, damn, Suzuki's aren't expensive. You're telling me the freaking Panigale V2, save yourself $1,000, and the thing is gorgeous. I just couldn't do it. I couldn't buy a bike that I did not think that it was attractive at all, really. And that's opinion, so whatever, who cares. But the third thing that is a problem, and you actually might care about, and this is where I think Triumph really dropped the ball. They're only producing 765 of these things for the North American market and 765 for the European and Asian market. So this isn't going to be a mass-produced bike. Kind of sucks. And, you know, there's a lot of things that come with that. Number one is, yeah, it's cool. It is cool that you have a really exclusive bike, but what's it even matter when it looks just like last year's model, or the model from 2 years ago, which looks the same as the model from, you know, 2014. It hasn't changed. So who cares if it's limited edition? And not only that, that means that it's going to be harder to get parts. Now, obviously, Triumph will be able to service them, whatever, no big deal. But, like, if you go out and try to get parts on your own, it's going to be a struggle. And there's not going to be a lot of aftermarket support for a bike with such low production, if any at all, honestly. And I don't like that, you know? Like, trying to buy a fender eliminator kit for a 765R, I don't know, guys. How many companies are going to go out of their way to design that when there's only 1,400 of them in the whole frickin' world? It's just small stuff like that I don't like. I don't like that about the bike. I think the Daytona, you know, they should have redesigned it, first of all. Honestly, the motor and the price, whatever. It's okay. It's fine. If you just kept the motor, you know, it's great. And you kept it at 17.5, whatever. It has Öhlins, it has Brembos, it's carbon fiber, it's sweet. 17.5, okay, it's livable. But oh my god, you could have redesigned the frickin' thing. And you know, if I just don't understand it. Like, did they not think that they'd be able to sell them? You know, who knows? I'm ignorant. Maybe they wouldn't be able to sell them. I'm just saying, guys, I feel like if they redesigned the thing and, you know, kept it carbon fiber and everything, that's cool. But a new design, especially the headlights. My god, get new headlights on there. And then they priced it at $17,500. Okay, whatever. It's kind of fair. And they mass produced it. They would make more. They would sell more. I just don't see the logic in taking a bike that so many people loved, that was mass produced, and then just cutting the production down completely. Why? You know, that's like if Yamaha just said, oh, this year, you know, we're coming out with a new R1, but we're only making, you know, 1,000 of them. I don't see the logic there. I don't know, guys. Maybe I just don't get it. Go ahead and let me know in the comments below what you guys think of this upcoming bike. And hey, you know what? I haven't ridden it, so how much can I really say until I ride it, right? I guess I'll have to try to get myself on one if that's even possible. But if you enjoyed the video, go ahead and leave a like, and, you know, go ahead and give that subscribe button some finger action. That's the #1 way you can support me and my content. And thank you guys for checking out the video.